up, Taiwan? I'm Ethan Liu with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Hopes for a joint presidential bid between Taiwan's two main opposition parties have come to a dramatic end, with Taiwan People's Party's Ke Wen-je registering on a solo ticket this morning. Joyce Sun has the latest.
The recent chaos in Taiwan's local politics has all boiled down to this. The two main opposition parties will not form a joint ticket to go after the presidency in January's pivotal elections. Former Taipei Mayor Ke Wen-je from the Taiwan People's Party, or TPP, has just registered his bid in a single-party ticket, right on the day of the Election Commission deadline. He's pulled in U.S.-born Wu Xingying, or Cynthia Wu, as his running mate. She's a TPP lawmaker and former business exec, and hails from a family that runs one of Taiwan's biggest insurance groups. The pick may come as a surprise, as the party has really not discussed an alternative to a TPP-KMT coalition up until this point. There were some rumors of a potential alliance with Foxconn founder Terry Kuo, but that also has not happened. Ke and his would-have-been alliance partner, Hou You-yi from the Kuomintang, or KMT, have both been individually polling behind the ruling Democratic Progressive Party's candidate, Lai Ching-te. After a messy will-they-won't-they back and forth, the potential for a more China-friendly opposition coalition collapsed after a bizarre last-minute press conference the night before the registration deadline, which saw Ke and Hou openly bicker on live TV, signaling frayed internal politics over who would yield to serve as the other's vice president, and little chance for resolve. The question now is whether the very public breakdown of the opposition coalition will hurt voter confidence for both the KMT and TPP. Now, the people are the ones to win over here, as Taiwan's top seat is secured by a first-past-the-post voting process. And with less than 2 months to go, it's crunch time for the opposition candidates to get their campaigns back on track in their own separate ways. Ethan Chen and Joyce Sun in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
While Ke and Wu were registering their ticket, the KMT revealed its nominee for vice president. Stesh Bala reports from the party headquarters.
With just hours to the deadline, Hou You-yi, the presidential candidate for Taiwan's largest opposition party, the KMT, or Kuomintang, has registered for the January election alongside his pick for vice president. Media heavyweight Zhao Shaokang, a talk show host with huge influence in the party. Now, Zhao actually quit politics back in the 90s to pursue a successful media career. He explained today at the press conference why he's decided to quit that and return to politics.
但是因为现在情况真的不一样，我觉得真的是临危受命，救亡图存。我觉得国家面临到这样的情况，两岸面临这样的情况，我们的下一代面临这样的情况，真的是要救台湾，出来就是救台湾。
Now, Zhao's stepping in last minute comes after the spectacular collapse of a deal between Hou You-yi, the KMT's candidate, and another candidate, the former Taipei Mayor Ke Wen-je of the Taiwan People's Party, a deal between them to join on one ticket to unseat the ruling Democratic Progressive Party. Now, after that deal has failed, it seems the KMT had chosen a rather different tactic. If joining with Ke was about appealing to the middle ground between the KMT and Taiwan's ruling DPP, then choosing Zhao Shaokang is about appealing to the KMT's base. He's a massive figure in the party. Like the rest of his party, favors stronger ties with China, but more broadly appeals to a KMT voter who remembers the Taiwan of 30 to 40 years ago, a time when the economy was booming, when Chinese identity was strong, and the KMT was in power. Now, that couldn't be in more stark contrast to the ruling party's candidate for Vice President Xiaobi Kim, announced just this week. She's she's just left position as Taiwan's US envoy and is seen as close to Washington. Now, Xiao and the DPP's presidential pick, Lai Ching-te, are polling practically neck and neck with Hou You-yi and the KMT's campaign, two starkly different campaigns, both in with a chance of winning, with Taiwan's election just 7 weeks away. Lu Fili and Stash Butler in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Foxconn founder Terry Kuo won't register to run in Taiwan's January presidential election. The iPhone manufacturing billionaire had been set to run as an independent, gathering hundreds of thousands of signatures in a bid to get on the ballot. But his campaign faltered after China opened an investigation into Foxconn, with Guo making few public appearances in recent weeks. A last-minute attempt by Guo to broker an opposition alliance also failed. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen has inspected troops in the central city of Taichung. It comes just ahead of Taiwan's extension of its conscription service to 1 year. Our reporter Jaime Ocon takes a look at how the training went.
Taiwan's conscripts training to defend their country. These soldiers are getting a crash course in how to move through a battlefield, working together as a unit to push back the enemy. It's the culmination of 8 weeks of training, with this course being one of the final tests to ensure these men are fit to fight.
透过这样的方式去训练训员，能够在战场能够有抗压性，遇到枪声不会害怕，一样勇往直前。在各种地形地物是否利用稳当的姿势跟他们运动的方式是否为标准动作来做评断。
This training course in the central city of Taichung is being upgraded with new equipment as the country prepares for the next wave of conscripts. Last year, Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen extended mandatory military service from 4 months to 1 year. And now the country is preparing for over 9,000 conscripts in 2024. That move was due in part to increased military pressure from China, which seeks to take Taiwan. Tsai said the conscripts undergoing this training are key to deciding how to adjust next year's program.
我们的目标是要让每一位义务役男都具有执行守备和民防任务的能力，拥有自己的国家自己守护的信念，也让整体的国军在服役的时候得到国家更好的照顾与支持。
Taiwan has a volunteer force of around 215,000, and conscripts serve an important supporting role. With the first of the 1-year conscripts set to start their service in January, the new training courses and equipment aim to ensure these soldiers are prepared for whatever lies ahead. John Su and Jaime Ocon for TaiwanPlus.
A mud volcano in southern Taiwan has erupted for the 3rd time this year, destroying crops just before harvest. The mud damaged about 2 square kilometers of azuki bean fields in the southern county of Pingdong. The farmers say the eruption has ruined more than just this year's harvest. They predict it could be 3 years before the soil can be used for growing again. Azuki beans, also called red beans, are a major crop for Wont township, where the mud volcano is located. The farmers are eligible for compensation, but they still hope for a long-term solution.
它的断层哦，太长了啦，差不多1公里多啦。1公里多，你要开发怎么开发？喷在哪里都不知道啦。那会拖的是环保局嘛，哦，那拖就是保护财产局的嘛，你要甲车走嘛，袂当车啦。
Taiwan's National Palace Museum has opened a new exhibit showcasing items from 12 different countries. It's called Boundless and highlights cultural exchanges between Europe and Asia during the Age of Discovery. The exhibit itself is the result of the modern exchange between museums around the world. 78 artifacts from the 16th century are on loan from museums in France, Japan, and the Netherlands, among others. The large number of loaned items spans an ocean of history.
欧洲人来到东亚的时候，跟中国广州那边的商人订购传统的青花瓷上面，可以找到欧洲的那个英文字母、罗马字母。对，这是一个不同文化交融之下，突然就有新的东西产生出来了。其实16世纪对我们最大的意义在于，它是人类史上第一个全球化时代的来临。
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website and follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, take a look at this Vogue opera. It tells the story of a freedom fighter who organized the first gay pride march in South Africa. I'm Ethan Liu. Take care, and I'll see you next time.